Hey guys, what's going on? The Comics Kid 2099 here. Welcome to day 34 of the 365-day graphic novel review challenge. Today, I want to talk to you about Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps. This is a tie-in to the 2015 Secret Wars mega series. This particular book collects the 4-issue miniseries Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps, as well as issue 17 of one of Kelly Sue DeConnick's Captain Marvel series. And this particular book has writing by Kelly Sue DeConnick and Kelly Thompson, as well as art by David Lopez, Laura Braga, and Paolo Pantalina. And I don't know who did the art on issue 17 of Captain Marvel. It's also collected in here. It doesn't say at the front of the book. But this book is basically about, it's a tie-in to Secret Wars, so it's one of the alternate realities that has been sewn together by Doom, who has godlike powers in the Secret Wars mega series. And this is about Captain Marvel and her fighter pilot squadron, the Carol Corps, and they exist in this kind of pseudo-1940s Rosie the Riveter type reality. And basically, they are given orders by their boss, who is taking orders from Doom himself, and we find out that Doom is not as nice as everyone seems to think that he is, which we all already knew that, but when everyone on the planet worships Doom as a god, they don't necessarily know that. And Captain Marvel and her buddies, they find out that Doom is actually a shady guy, and he has been sending them out to do shady things, and so this is the story of their rebellion. And I really like this story. I think there's a few different reasons why this worked so much better for me than the Angela Witch Hunter miniseries. Number one, Angela Witch Hunter was a follow-up to a pre-existing Marvel property, 1602, and I was a huge fan of 1602, so already that miniseries had a lot to live up to, and if you watched my video yesterday, you know that I didn't feel like it did live up to that. Number two, this is not based on a pre-existing property. Yes, it is based on Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, but the reality where she and her friends are Rosie the Riveter type fighter pilots, that is not a pre-existing alternate reality for Marvel Comics. So DeConnick and Thompson and the creative team at work here, they were free to do whatever they wanted, and they didn't have to live up to a pre-existing story with this kind of feel and style, if you will. Also, I like that this is still not mandatory to read the main Secret Wars event. I still haven't read Secret Wars. I don't know very much about it other than Dr. Doom takes a whole bunch of realities and puts them all together on one world. And you still don't need to know much more about that story when you read this. I feel like reading this, you get all of the necessary information that you need, and I really appreciate that, because sometimes I don't want to have to read a dozen comics just to understand one comic. I like just being able to read one comic and understand one comic. Also, I don't know hardly anything at all about Carol Danvers or her time as Captain Marvel. I read a little bit of her in the Silver Age Captain Marvel series from Marvel Comics, and then I know a little bit about her when she was appearing in the X-Men comics in the 80s, but her as Captain Marvel, I know nothing about. So it's possible that if you are a huge Carol Danvers fan, if you've read all of her appearances as Captain Marvel from the last 10 years or so, it's possible that you will get more enjoyment out of this book than I did. But that's not to say that if you are a noob concerning Captain Marvel, like I am, that you're going to not enjoy this book, because I did enjoy it, but I feel like you might get more of the Easter eggs that are thrown your way if you are a huge Carol Danvers fan. For example, her entire supporting cast here, I don't know any of them. As far as I knew, they were all created whole cloth for this story, but it's possible that they are pre-existing supporting characters for Carol Danvers, and I just wouldn't know because I haven't read any of the Carol Danvers Miss Marvel stuff. Not Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel stuff. But overall, I really like this book. It does do that thing that I was talking about yesterday in the Angela Witch Hunter book, where you have multiple artists for a 4-issue miniseries. In this case, it's only 2 artists. It's one artist for the first 3 issues, and then it's another artist team for issue 4, which it's not as jarring as it was in the Angela Witch Hunter miniseries. It's only one artist change, but it is still a little aggravating that they're not able to find one single artist who can commit for 4 issues straight. I like the artist for the first 3 issues a little bit better than the artist that they got for issue 4. Nothing personal, the art in issue 4 is not bad, but I did prefer the art in the first 3 issues, and I think also that's because I had time to get used to that art, and then we changed to another artist with a little bit of a different style in issue 4. And it is a little bit noticeable, but it's not as jarring as it was in the Angela Witchhunter miniseries. But overall, I really enjoyed Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps. If all of the other Secret Wars tie-in books that I plan on reading are as good as this, then I am very much looking forward to reading all of those tie-in books that I plan on reading. In the meantime, I hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to check me out every other day this year, where I will be doing a bunch more graphic novel reviews. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of the day. Catch you later.